Welcome to the Benton Guesthouse Phase 2 remodel.
We've shut down Benton Guesthouse for 2 weeks, and we plan to get a variety of projects done during that time. So these are all the supplies that we've accumulated to start with. Over here, this is everything that we need for the bathtub refinishing. We've been waiting on this for so long. Here in the middle is just some general maintenance after 15 months of operating our guest house. And over here is painting supplies. We'll be painting 2 of the bathroom rooms. We had our last guests check out this morning, so we're just finishing up a little bit of cleaning before we get started. And I've put some things here in the kitchen to help us keep the house as clean as possible during the renovation. Almost everything we're doing will be in the 3 bathroom rooms here, the shower and tub room, the laundry room, and the toilet room. So we'll start out by moving everything out so it doesn't get dirty. Fast forward a little bit and the bathrooms are emptied out. So we don't have a ton of time to work on this first prep day, but Evan is getting started sanding down the bathtub to see what we have to work with. This is a project that we've wanted to do since we purchased the house. Obviously, having a bathtub instead of just a shower is great for guests and travelers, but because of the time constraints of our startup business visa, we had to get the guest house ready to operate within a pretty short time frame. So this was one of the main projects that we said would be part of Phase 2 renovations. We've never done anything like this before, but Evan's watched quite a few videos on YouTube and we've got a fairly good idea of what it is that we need to do. What it looks like we're working with here is a cast iron bathtub. This was originally a wood-fired bathtub, and at some point over time it got some rust or something, and it appears that it was painted over with regular latex paint. That's what we're assuming. So we're going to do our best to sand this down and refinish it so it's nice and beautiful again. So we've had about a year and a half to discuss what we wanted to do with this bathtub by the time we got here to the point of being able to remodel it. And of course, we had tons of ideas, many of which involve a lot more work. And we realized we had to do something with the existing bathtub, not only to just save another part of this house and its history without wasting new material, but also there's literally no way we could get this tub out of this room without breaking it up, and that would just also probably take up too much time that we have to spare at the moment. The second workday begins, and I'm getting started just a little bit earlier than Evan. He had to run to the store to get something today. So let's go ahead and take a look at his progress. From what I understand, the process is basically to remove all of the old repair and all of the rust, get all that out of there, and then we're going to fill it and paint over it with a new special bathtub coating. I really didn't expect there to be so many different colors or layers once Evan started sanding down into the history of this bathtub. Once we get all the rust and the old repairs off, then we know that the cast iron bathtub has a good solid structure and foundation for us to refinish.
Almost done getting the old paint off. Come take a look. So my theory is that this tub was professionally refurbished from another bathroom and reinstalled here. So I think it's actually older than the rest of the bathroom. I don't know if they did that or not, but that far end, it looks like the paint is the kind of paint you're supposed to use. It was actually hard to get off with the grinder, and it ended up actually ruining my grinder wheel, so I gotta get a new one. Yeah, I got to a point where the grinder just started spitting bristles at me.
This little divot here is the biggest oofda. I'm not sure what's going on because it originally had the enamel or porcelain still on it, but these striations coming out telling me something whacked it real hard. There's still some rust to get out here, so this is a big problem, and I hope that the Bondo will fix it, but let's see.
Here we have the tub in the morning light. Boy, this thing has seen some battles. Today we are going to apply a etching compound to give the paint something to stick onto, and then we're just going to use some automotive body putty to fill in the massive holes. All these black spots are the cast iron itself, and I was able to get all the rust off, so that's good. Here in the drain, where it's still white, you can see some evidence of what I assume is a earlier professional refinishing job. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the angle grinder down into the very corners of there, so there's still that triangle left. Hopefully that does not compromise the resulting finish. Then we have this massive hole where I can still poke in and find some loose rust moving around. This worries me. I'm going to fill it with body putty and hope for the best. The product I'm using is muriatic acid with some sort of a gel to help it stay on the surface and work a little longer. I'm not able to get anything like this in Japan, so I had to order it from Amazon in the United States. We can get just plain muriatic acid, but nothing that's specially formulated for bathtubs.
And thank you to Coco Lencho Japan, who ordered it for us with his Amazon account and then shipped it here. So that made things really easy.
Muchas gracias.
This is the acid on the tub here, roughening it up for the paint application. Well, if this isn't a reminder to trust the process, look at how this is turning out. At this point, Evan has removed the etching solution, and it took off all that black that was left behind from all the sanding and buffing. Of course, all this is going to get painted over, but boy, it looks really nice. I mean, nice compared to where it started.
Yeah, I'd take a bath in there. A lot of people probably wouldn't, but I would.
So I just want to reiterate that we've never done anything like this before. Evan figured all of this out just watching some YouTube videos and doing some reading about tub repair, so I am impressed. So far, so good.
Now, as you can see here, after I got the etching solution all cleaned off and dried off, I decided to go back and use the rust remover again. So I'm getting it down to the bare metal, no brown. You can see how it's gray here. I used the whole bottle, and I probably could have even used a little bit more. I think I'm going to get another bottle of this stuff because it works so well, and I'm going to try it on other areas in the bathroom. Next step, body putty. In Japanese, bode pate. Just about got all the putty on, so now I'm just going to wait for it to dry and then sand down the excess, maybe give a few spots a little bit more, and then paint.
Right now he is sanding down the putty that he put on there yesterday. This is some sort of like car automotive putty, and of course it's filling in the holes where he dug out all the rust and all the bad stuff. So right now he's smoothing it down to a nice even finish.
Okay, it's ready for paint. I was going to apply another layer of putty, but it's already looking pretty good, and to be honest, the putty is taking a lot longer to cure in this cold weather. So this is as good as it's going to get.
Our goal with this house was to reuse and bring back to life as much of it as we could. So yeah, obviously it would be super cool to get a new tub or to get rid of this cast iron tub and do a tile tub like I would like, or to change the layout. But we're really just trying our best to work with what's here, and that also helps keep us within our budget. So we don't have a ton to work with, and we are making do with what we have.
Here's the paint I'll be using. It's the Jungarian Tub and Sink and Tile Refinishing Kit in Sky Blue. This isn't a sponsored ad or anything. We have no idea what we're doing with the tub refinishing. So it's a two-part paint. It's got the hardener here, and it came with everything you need to put it on, including a roller and paintbrush and sandpaper and everything. It doesn't say that we need to use the etching compound that I already used, but I thought it would be good to just use that just in case.
So it seems pretty simple. The instructions say to put this little dropper into the paint tub and mix. You know, if you have enough different kinds of blue, they all sort of go together, right? How's it feel?
Really good.
Boy, if this works, it's going to be so cute.
Fast forward 1.5 work days. We've just been painting. I've been painting the tub and Danny's been painting the walls, so we didn't want to film any of that and bore you with the proverbial paint drying. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this product and all of the work I did to prepare the surface for the paint. The only thing is that because it's so cold right now, it's drying super slow.
They didn't have any of the decorative cap covers at our local island store, so we're going to have to go somewhere else and get those. They have some nice silver discs that you can put on top of this. So after all this work's done, I'll be able to take off all these little signs of Chiki-chan that say no, don't use this faucet. Well, after letting it sit for 24 hours, there was a little bit of rust showing through the paint. Even after 4 coats, some rust was showing through on this, which was the worst part of the tub. So what you're seeing here, Evan has sanded it down a little bit, and he's going to do another coat of rust remover, as well as another coat of a barrier to put between the rust and the paint before we go ahead and use that whole second kit of paint. Right now we're super duper glad that we got that, so we can do another 2 to 4 coats of paint on top of this after doing a second rust treatment for this spot. So this is the rust stopper here. It hurts a little bit to cover up the blue with something so dark, but Evan was assured that the paint should cover it back up, especially since we're going to do another 2 to 4 coats on top of this. We are back here at the bathtub, and Evan is retaping for us to do our final coats today. We're planning to do 3 or 4 coats, which our second tub kit should be more than enough to do. We have to let it dry in between, so this time we're going to bring in 2 heaters and possibly a fan to get that warm air going down into the tub, letting us do as many coats as we can in one day. So while Evan's applying this last coat of paint, I just want to show you in the kit instructions here, it says the optimal working temperature is 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It is not even close to that, even when we brought 2 heaters in, so our dry time is going to be even longer than this. However, at 70 to 80 degrees, it says the coat will be tack-free in 24 hours. Let dry for at least 24 hours before exposing to water. Dry for at least 72 hours before soaking in water. It is recommended to wait the full cure time of 7 days to reach the maximum hardness. However, then it says if the construction is under continuously rainy weather or it's high humidity, it is recommended to wait the full cure time of 2 weeks. Now, since we're dealing with less than optimal weather, it's super cold here, we are going to wait the full 2 weeks to even test the tub. Then after the paint cures, one of the last things we're going to have to do is we still need to figure out a tub stopper because this tub did not have any sort of drain cover. Here's a closer look at the drain here. Any brilliant ideas for how to create a tub stopper? It's just a circular hole, and then it's got that long divot there leading to it. So our best idea is to make something out of wood or cork. Final bathtub coat. Things went a lot faster today with 2 heaters and the fan, so we got a lot of coats on. Evan, how many coats did you get today?
This is coat number 9.
9? No.
Yes?
Wow. Did you use the whole bucket from the second kit?
Pretty much.
That's great. Again, super happy that we ordered 2 kits because the paint, once it's mixed, can only be used for 12 hours, it said. So even though the first kit would have had enough paint to do all the coats that we did, it wouldn't have, we took much longer than 12 hours. This has been a multi-day process. Thanks for watching. We'll keep you updated on the tub as it dries over the next few weeks. See you in the next video or the next live stream.
I'm a dusty boy.